Sometimes people ask me what the hell is wrong. Why do you need so many watches? Well, anyone who's followed the channel knows that I've actually significantly downsized my collection. At its worst, I think I had around about 18 watches, guys. 18 watches. Who needs 18 watches? This is the very final collection video. These are all of the watches I own. So we'll just have a brief look at them, how they've came to be in the collection, and can we downsize any more? So here we are looking at the Casio GMT M900. This is essentially a perpetual calendar, really. It's programmed up until the year 2100. Why is an empty one next to it? And guys, why is the one on my wrist? Well, it's purely because I've got 3 of them. One of them is just a shell. I've got 2 different modules. If one of them dies, I've got the backup one here, and then if this one dies, I've got the backup shell here. Well, what would really happen is that I tend to wear this one. It's a modded version, modded to a positive display. If that one ever failed, I would probably just, or the case gets bashed up, I'll just put the module in this one, and then if anything goes really, completely wrong, the module dies, I'll just pinch the module out of this one, or maybe just wear this one as is with the, this unique kind of colour combination. So that's my love of G-Shock. I've had quite a few G-Shocks. I've held many G-Shocks. Yeah, the MTG M900, they are the ones that float my boat. They're a little bit thick. I think it's 15.5mm thick. On the wrist, let's just do a quick wrist shot. They're not the thinnest watches in the world. You can kind of see there's the contour of my wrist. It does actually wrap around quite nicely. But yeah, that is I don't know what it is, guys. It's just, it takes a beating. It's got that kind of perpetual calendar going on. I truly love it. It does see a significant amount of wrist time. Anyway, moving on. We've got a real perpetual calendar. Now this one is again programmed until the year 2100. This is the Citizen. Oh, the model number for this one may escape me. I think it's a CB 0011-00. I may be wrong. Let me just see if the model number's written on the back, which I'm not sure if it is on this one. I don't think the model number is on the back, but it's the H145 movement. If anyone is familiar with this one, it's 100-meter water resistant, again programmed to the year 2100. So it should be, it's actually just had a service in the last couple of months from Citizen themselves, long story. But ultimately, it's a truly beautiful watch. I mean, Eco Drive as well. Now, the beauty of this one, guys, I just want to quickly, before we delve into the other ones, I just want to tell you about this. Something that is so cool, so amazing about this particular watch is that when the month has 28 days in it, even if the watch doesn't get a signal that particular night, a radio signal, this is a radio controlled watch, if it doesn't get a radio signal, it's built in. Yes, the calendar is built into the watch. The watch knows at midnight to skip over to the next month. It's absolutely phenomenal. So even if you don't get the radio reception, it's still going to know what the next date is. I find that absolutely, it's truly a wonder to behold. I've put it back on the leather strap. I do alternate this one. It's a 23mm lug width there, but it's an awkward lug width, admittedly. But the functionality of this watch is impeccable. It really is a wonder to behold, and obviously you've got the 26 time zones as well. Moving on, next up we've got the Bulova Curve. I have had several Bulovas. I absolutely love Bulova. Bulova is a fantastic brand. It came out of New York. It's now actually owned by Citizen, I think as of 2008. So this one is a memento. It was a kind of a special occasion. So this one has to stay in the collection. I've mentioned it several times over. Yes, there's days when I felt like selling it, but this one would be massive amounts of seller's remorse. I could not. I don't want to go down that road. Next up, we've got the Junghans Max Bill. This is a watch made in Germany. You can actually just about see it there. If you see any little reflections inside the screen that look a little bit like a speck of dust, you can see one just under the Junghans logo. There's actually about 3 or 4 cracks in the glass. Just 7.9 millimeters thick, though. This is a wonder to behold. This is probably my favourite dress watch. Probably. We'll talk about that in just a second. But the date window flips over at exactly midnight. The battery is said to last 36 months or 3 years. Wonderful quality leather strap, calf leather strap there. Beautiful lugs, really just simplistic. This is the, I've talked about this in detail. This is the Max Bill by Junghans, German brand, been going since the 1800s. What more can be said? It's a beautiful, minimalistic dress watch. Next up, we have got what is this one I hear you say? This is an Armani watch. A fashion watch on the channel? Yes, absolutely. I don't dislike fashion watches. Some of them are a bit ostentatious, some of them look a little bit silly, a bit ridiculous. But there are the odd ones. I mean, Armani are actually produced by Fossil, or at least this particular watch was. And if you just look at the overall design, I mean, most of it is polished. There are some brushed bits, but the very vast majority is polished. And it doesn't have a screw-down crown. It's, 30-meter water resistant, so basically splash-proof. It does have those drilled lugs there. But this has just been just a beautiful, reliable piece. If you stick a battery in, it just works. What more can be said? I mean, in fact, all of these watches that you look at, they're all quartz, and there is a reason for that. I just love the fact that I can just put any watch on at any given time, and all of them, if you look at the time on all of them, all of them are almost to the second. That's the beauty of quartz. That's what I like. I do love automatics, but again, I'm not a quartz or automatic snob at all. So yeah, the movement on this one, it's not the best in the world. It's a really, I think it's it might be a Miyota, a really budget one. I can actually show you the movement in this one because I am actually in the process of getting a new battery for this one. I was going to take this out tonight and take a look at the battery it requires, but yeah, I think, let me just off camera just take a quick look. Sorry, I'm just struggling to read this one. I think it is I can't read it, guys. The writing's too small on the movement, but I've got a feeling it's a Miyota movement in this. That's a really, I'm talking a $4 or $6 movement. But hey, it does the job. It just tells the time. Great. Finally, now this is a favourite of 1 or 2 people on the channel. This is the Cartier Tank. This is the 2019 model. I think this is a 5.5 millimeter. Let's compare this because I know people will ask. Let's go ahead and compare this to the Junghans Max Bill. Sorry, I know this isn't the best comparison in the world, but the Junghans is just 7.9 millimeters, and the Cartier Tank is, I think, again 5.5, I believe. So yeah, this is once again a wonderful piece, super minimalistic. It doesn't have that second hand, doesn't have a date window. The automatic does have a date window. Got that blue cabochon. We have reviewed this. It's back on the leather strap. I do have the original Cartier stainless steel strap bracelet, but I don't always wear it on this because it doesn't have micro adjustments. So really frustrates me. Really frustrates me. You get a significantly better adjustment level on the actual leather strap. Something that does annoy me about this watch for the money, because this is a high-end piece. This is the highest end piece I own. Look at all of those scratches, guys. And believe me, you've got to believe me, I haven't given this watch a hard time. I really haven't. In fact, I've babied this watch. I've really, really tried to look after this one. Now, it does have a sapphire glass. It just is such a crying shame to me that the watch gets marked up. And I just want to I'm going to say it again. I'm sorry to repeat myself. I have seriously, as you can imagine, looked after this watch, and it still gets scuffed. So I don't know what I'm trying to say. Just bear it in mind if you get one or you're looking to get one. It does. I don't think it's avoidable. I don't think it's avoidable. Resale value will go down as a result of that. If it doesn't bother you, you're looking to keep it in the collection a long time, that's fine. So, the question I asked at the beginning of the video, can I whittle down the collection any more? Now, I'll just quickly tell you before I end out the video, what do I want in a watch? Ideally, I want something waterproof, water resistant to say 100 or 200 meters. I want something that's accurate. Well, they're all quartz, not all of them are water resistant. I do want that sapphire glass because I do feel like it's important. It's not the be all and end all. And I want something that maybe, it's going to last 100 years. It's serviceable. I can hand it down. And I'm looking at everything in my collection, and I'm thinking to this is the dilemma I face, guys. The thing that's probably going to fail on the Casios is probably the digital display. The Citizen Perpetual calendar, the thing that's probably going to fail is obviously the battery inside, the rechargeable battery, or the actual solar movement. Again, I'm kind of hoping that Citizen service this forever. Are they going to? I don't know. It's 10 years old and I've just had it serviced by Citizen. So it's probably another 10, 15 years off another service. However, will they service this in another 10 years? I can't tell you. I don't know. The Bulova, this just doesn't have... Do you know what? If this had better water resistance and potentially maybe even a date window, this could be the one, but sadly it doesn't have either. It does have the sapphire glass though. This is the titanium model. The thing that's probably going to go on this though is actually this rubber strap. It's significantly better than your Casio rubber straps, but again, that's probably going to go first. The Junghans, it's a dress watch. It's probably not necessarily going to fail as such. If it did, you can easily just swap out the movement in this. It's an ETA movement, so easily available. The thing that lets this down again, because it's a dress watch, They didn't give it a very good water resistance rating, and it's just got 30 metres. It would have been really nice to see this with maybe even just 100 metres, but no, they didn't do that. And then the Cartier Tank, again, 30 metre water resistant. This really, I believe, especially for the money, and you know, with how long Cartier have been producing the Tank, I just would have loved to see this with a screw-down crown. I don't see why they didn't do it. I mean, I know it's a dress watch. I'm fully aware it's a dress watch, guys. But really, come on, 2020, can we start seeing screw-down crowns on dress watches? Is that too crazy to ask? I don't know. So, you know, that kind of points me really towards the G-Shock and the Citizen as being long-term prospects. Now, the Cartier Tank, that will be they'll service that forever and a day. That's definitely a watch you can pass down. But yeah, this is why I've had so much trouble whittling down the watch. I would love to be a 1 or 2 watch guy. And I think if I was forced, I would probably go for the G-Shock and the Citizen. Probably. But the beauty of the Junghans, the beauty of the Cartier, that's where I'm at right now, guys. That is the collection, you know? We've got these 3 G-Shocks. Again, count this as 1. Just count this as 1 because these 2 are just backups of this one. We've got the Citizen, Bulova, Junghans. We've just got my little fashion watch there. I like this one. I got this when I was 18 years old. So, and then this one is the Cartier Tank. So that is the collection. We're looking at, again, count this as 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 watches. So I've managed to sell 12 from my original 18 watch collection. What do you think? What do you think of the new collection? If you had to pick 1 or 2 watches from this, what would you pick and why? And then also another question for you guys. If you had to pick just 1 or 2 watches to get you through this life, what would you choose and why? Really looking forward to reading the comments, and I will speak to you in the next one, which again will probably be, I've been sent 2 watches for review, so I'll probably do those relatively soon. And other than that, as I say, because the channel has sort of unofficially kind of ended, this is just a follow-up video. I will do a long-term review on the Casio at some point as well. Okay, thanks for watching, guys. Take care and have a fantastic new year.